How are we doing, everybody? Evening. Of course, day 8 post-op has been completed. Now, please don't mind my eye. I got an eyelash stuck in it before and it took me a while to fish it out, so it's a little bit red. I thought about waiting 10 minutes and doing this. I'm like, no, I just really want to go to bed, so just ignore that eye. So yes, day 8 complete. How am I feeling? Just pretty blah, really. Hey, Neve, gorgeous. Just blah is the best way I can describe it. Just lacking energy. The dog's just going to go in and out of his dog door, don't mind him. Just lacking energy, really. Just feeling a bit flat. Something that has been on my mind the last few days has become to a bit of a head today, which is my little stuck problem. Now, public service announcement. No holes barred here, like I'm giving you the full trip with me, whether you like it or not. So I have not had a bowel motion since my operation 8 days ago. And all of the handouts that they give you say that if your bowel hasn't moved by day 5, then you really need to start doing something about that. So it's about Friday. Been working on that. Phone call, unanswered phone calls, unanswered emails to the surgeon's office. So essentially today I have got really uncomfortable, verging on getting case of just getting really sore stomach. So did manage to get hold of some laxatives that I signed off to be fine, used post-op. So yay me. Side note on that, anyone that's ever had the laxatives, you know, the ones that you put into a cup and you stir them up and you're like, oh, this won't be too bad, it all dilutes, it'll be fine. Now, if you've had one, like you're totally on this journey with me, you know what I'm about to say. You take a sip and you're like, that's right, liquid laxatives. You're basically drinking salt water, let's be honest. Like this one's marketed as lime and lemon. There ain't no lime and lemon to this. Now, normally, when you're in the world of needing to take laxatives, you have that first sip and you're like, that's right, oh, this is awful. What do you do next? You hold your nose and you chug it back, right? You throw that entire glass back as quick as you can and then you chase it with something else. Now, at the stage I am post-op, I can simply have a mouthful, one mouthful of drink every 10 minutes because I just simply can't fit anything more than that in and I get really intense pain if I try. So for me to drink my cup of laxative this afternoon took me 45 minutes of tasting that every 5 minutes. Couldn't even chase it with anything because I was needing to get the laxative in. So that took up 45 minutes of my day today. Charming. Although, as a friend said to me today, imagine the weigh-in once we get progress in that department. So hanging out for a good weight loss after that one. She even suggested that I weigh myself before and after. I'm like, I don't know, we'll see how we go. So that's my little stuck problem at the moment. Constipation is real after any anesthetic. I have had many problems over the years when I've had other operations, so I knew it was coming. But 8 days, we're starting to get a little bit bad. Today, probably most of all, what I have noticed is my emotions. Anxiety is through the roof. Today, through the roof. I watched just a little, like, it could be a 5 kg poop. Okay, I'll weigh it. Why not? Let's weigh it. I watched just a little Facebook video of something before. I bawled my eyes out. It's potentially how the eyelash came out that got stuck in my eye that caused this. And I would not normally cry at that. I mean, yes, I do cry at the odd thing, like Milo and Otis every time. Makes me bawl my eyes out. Don't know why. But I would not normally cry at that. My emotions are all over the place. My anxiety is all over the place. I found myself today building up to a bit of a panic attack when I was realizing I was needing to go to the chemist to get some laxatives. The Omicron obviously breakout, if we call it that, It's ramping up. You know, it's in many areas surrounding me. I've heard of a case in Rolleston itself, an employee that works in Rolleston themselves, not my school, but the township. I just felt my anxiety go through the roof. I really did. And that brings me to the next part that I popped about, is that that needing a community. So when I signed up for this process with the surgery clinic that I went through, they advertise it as kind of an all-encompassing support network. We've got your dietitian, we've got your psychologist, you pay us your thousands of money, and we'll kind of encompass you and support you through it. The reality is that there's only so much that a professional can say to you in an hour-long appointment, right? There's only so much they can give you. And that's where I found the community to be probably more important than I ever realised it would be. So I have joined a couple of New Zealand bariatric weight loss surgery Facebook groups. And as well as that, I linked into one for everybody that has had surgery in February and March of this year. So we're all at that kind of within the same kind of gusto. And whilst I was aware of my anxiety rising today, and I was aware of these emotions being on the top of my head, I hadn't thought much of it. And then I was scrolling through that February-March group just before, and there is literally a thread on there at the moment, started by a woman that had surgery the same day as me up in the North Island, saying that her emotions are out of control. And all of these other people going in, yes, week 2, man, it kicks you, doesn't it? Like the emotions, it's all over the place. It's such an intense journey. So it made me feel better. It made me have a reason, I guess, for all of these emotions. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's things going on in the world that are hardcore at the moment. Of course, we've got the Omicron. My concern with that is at the moment, my body has got nothing to give. If I catch that right now, I'm quite concerned about the symptoms that I will have, because my body's just got nothing to give at the moment. I'm just exhausted. And then, you know, through to other things like I've got, what will we call them? Extended family that live in the beautiful country of Slovakia, which borders Ukraine. And things aren't looking too shit hot over there at the moment either. So just all of these things, just like I say, I was bordering on a panic attack today. So seeing that post on the community page kind of reassured me that, you know, this is just part of the journey. My body's been through a turmoil. Something really symbolic that someone said to me last week was, even though the surgery you had was keyhole, you know, reasonably minor. It's not like we chopped off a leg, you know, I was out of hospital after a couple of the nights, sent home, things like that. At the end of the day, my entire insides were replumbed, which is true. Like, my entire insides were replumbed. So it's only to be expected that my body is just going to be going, what did you just do to us? So I think that's what's happening at the moment. I certainly notice I've been so much more short-tempered with my son. Yelled at him a couple of times tonight. Not saying he didn't deserve it. I'm not going to go that far, but I am going to say that normally I probably would have lasted a little bit longer before I yelled. So definitely noticing that. But yeah, at this stage, the big thing is just lack of energy and really needing to go to a poo. So that's how we're doing now. Thank you so much to all the comments saying you can see it on my face. Funnily enough, and I think we all know this, you're always the last one to see it in yourself. I really had to study at those 2 pictures I put up yesterday and really go, oh, I guess I can see it. I guess I can see it there a little bit. Like, I can't glance them and go, oh my God. And that's just body dysmorphia. We know that's a thing. So yeah, I just thought I would check in and let everybody know if this is something that you're considering doing. Finding that community is important. I have found that hugely, hugely important. More so than I ever thought I would. I've lost my carb face. I'll take that. You know, when I first glanced down and read that, I'm like, you've lost your crab face? I had a crab face? Okay, I'll take that. So yes, that is me. Otherwise, still chugging along. Still can't wear a normal bra. The underwire just pushes on your tummy in ways that you don't want it to. And trust me, when you've got G's, just wearing a crop top is not always the best look. But pulled this top out today. Hard work pays off. Yeah, it does. Going through the hard work right now. I hope everyone's had a fantastic day. I am going to bed. Catch you later. I'll update you on the poop situation.